Women, I have to shed some obstacles that are holding me back. And the main obstacle that's holding me back from accomplishing my goals right now is my shed. Actually, that's not true. The main obstacle that's holding me back right now is me, but I can't shed me, so I have to shed my shed. So here's the story. Now, this is the 4th time I've recorded this, and I swore the 3rd time was going to be the last. So what I have to try to accomplish is I have to get that piece of equipment over here so I can work on it. That's a Gravely walk-behind tractor. Has a tiller attachment and a plow, and I need it for the garden this year. My father-in-law has got his own place, and he's got his big tractor, the blue one you've seen sometimes in the background, up at his new place, which isn't that far away. He'd bring it down to till the garden if we asked, but I shouldn't be relying on him to do that. So I've got to get that Gravely over here so I can get it running. So in order to accomplish that, I need some workspace. I'm a terrible mechanic. I'm a terrible procrastinator. If there's a single reason for me to not do something, I will take it. So I've got to make this workspace easy and comfortable and whatnot. So I want to get that bench, clear off that bench, and move it over here in this what's now free space. There was a bunch of wooden lumber in there, but I hauled it out and burned a lot of it, and the rest of it's out here now. Okay, so what's making that difficult? Well, me. I'm making that difficult. I am a dreamer, and anytime I see something, I see some weird potential in it and something it could be used for. For instance, I have about 20 of these casters. They came on some cabinets we were putting in a building one time, or I was on a job where cabinets were being put on in a building, and they weren't going to use those casters, so they didn't install them, and I saved them. I got about 20 of them. Will I ever use 20 casters? No. I probably will never use 4 casters, but I have them. And this is a reoccurring theme around here. Some of it actually is really good junk. These are rubber floor mats. They click together and you put them down on the floor, and they're acid resistant and they're really durable. And I've actually used them inside the house in the boys' bedroom. And they're a great floor, a little plain, but I've got one more room's worth of those. So those are actually worthwhile. Those are old fence posts that I need to use to replace that fence post. And if I just walked you around here, you would see my sickness. It's an old wheelbarrow. I've actually burned another wheelbarrow yesterday when I burned some of this junk wood. There's an old water heater. There's some of the wood I pulled out of there. It's all reclaimed from pallets. Old air conditioner unit. All this copper is supposed to come out of here, and the rest of it's supposed to get scrapped. There's my planer that I desperately need right now, but the knives got dull a few years ago, and I pulled them out to sharpen them, and then I lost them, and then I decided to just finally buy new knives, and when I went to plug the planer in, it's all seized up. So, it won't go up and down, the motor won't spin, it's just junk. Those pieces of metal there, I'm sorry about the focus, it's raining. Those have been useful. I stacked lumber on those. I've actually used those. But the vast majority of this, I don't know if you can't see that, some kind of contraption that goes in trailers, semi-truck trailers, to keep the load from shifting. I used to be a shipping and receiving clerk at a plant, and a truck driver got frustrated with one day and threw it out, and of course I saved it because that's what I do. Some barrels the Burley carpenter gave me. Thank you, Burley. Old bike. This was, let's see if I can show you this. This was some kind of really, well put together Halloween decoration someone used to put up in town all the time. They threw it out and my father-in-law snagged it. The idea is that we're going to use this tubing at some point, but I don't know that it will ever happen. Here's a pipe we salvaged from somewhere for the same reason. Bed rails. I save old bed frames all the time because I read somewhere that they have really good angle iron in them. If you ever need angle iron, bed frames laying around, you can get your angle iron out of. I don't need angle iron, but I save bed frames anyway. There's the aluminum pile. That's my, I'm sorry about the focus, man. That's my retirement plan, is my aluminum pile. I don't know what this is. If anyone knows what this is, I'd like to know. I found it just like that. It's got a fan on it. It's got a radiator of some kind. I don't know if it's an old air compressor or some kind of early air conditioner, maybe. I guess if I had to go with anything, I would say early air conditioner. I don't know. It's got a lot of copper on it, though, so I'll be saving that. This is funny. The third time I was filming this video, I discovered this rolling cart, which I had completely forgotten I even had. I need to give it to somebody with a shop floor. It's a really heavy-duty rolling cart. But I don't have anywhere where it can roll, so it's not doing me any good. There's a door frame and a door that's going to go on the root cellar if the root cellar is ever done. Oh, look, there's another. So, look, I just found something else I didn't realize I had. Fourth time I've shot this video. Here's an old door, metal door. I don't think it'll fit that frame, but I've got it. Something else that got thrown out on an old job, and so I asked for it and they gave it to me. I hope I asked for it. I don't really remember getting this door. I really don't. I know where I would have gotten it from, but I have no recollection of getting it. Here's some old appliances. This is good steel sheets they used to let us buy at my old job for $2 a pop when they weren't going to use them. One of the reasons I regret losing that job the most. And you, Clint. And you. I miss you too. I actually do. Clint's a good friend. I'm not being facetious. Some old bikes, some old shelving, some old plastic crate I couldn't throw away. It has sides that fold out. It's a nice giant cooler. I don't know why it's here. So I did all of that to just sort of show you my sickness. Hey Burley, I need to use your planer again. I got a project for this, but I actually might not use you. I might have to go find a bigger planer than yours. But I got to plane these down for a project inside the house. But here's a better shot of the Gravely. It's covered in sawdust. I'm telling myself that the sawdust is a preservative, that it's absorbing moisture. But there's the hood. You can't really see it, but down there is a piece of the rotary plow and the tiller. There's another piece of the rotary plow, another piece of the tiller. There's the bush hog on the front. They have snow blowers for these. They have excavators. I've seen giant chainsaws on them. I think I may have seen a front end loader. I'm not sure. They got all kinds of stuff you can put on these things. There's some scrap metal I asked someone to buy one time, and he rolled his eyes at me and gave it to me. There's the root cellar, or what will be the root cellar. All right, so if you've stuck with me this long, I need some help. Here's some more steel roofing. Oh, and there's some copper I meant to put over on the copper pile. I've got a really good piece of junk that I need to give somebody. And no, it's not my truck. I love my truck. I would like it a little bit better if it was a manual, though, instead of an automatic. And a 6-cylinder. But I've got this old Coleman stove. I don't know how old it is, but it's pretty old. It says to use gasoline in it. And it's got this tank you pump up. So I guess you can just pour regular gas in there and pump it up and it, run your stove. I think it can take regular Coleman bottles too, but I don't know that. If somebody wants that, please leave me a comment. I would love to give it to someone who could use it or would appreciate it. Because it's just rusting out here. All right. So there you go. I don't know if you can see me or not. I'm gonna try to get in better light. That's the goal. That's the plan. I have wasted about an hour though when I could have been working on this, trying to film a video about it, which probably tells you all you need to know about me anyway. So there we go. I'll show you an update. I'm going to try to get this bench. Hey Mark, you recognize that? We're going to use that in the video. That's why it's on top. I'm just trying to find a AK-47 or an SKS to use in the video. I've also got the solar charger right there. I'm going to try to hook that up to I've got a plan for that for a video too. So your stuff is on the top of the junk pile, so that shows you how much I value it. Because I found stuff. I just found a door up there I didn't know I had. And right before that, in the previous attempt to film, I found that rolling cart up there I didn't know I had. And I found all kinds of door handles. Look at these door handles I didn't know I had, and gate latches and bolts, door bolts. These, I'm not sure what kind of door these are supposed to hold back. They're huge. I don't even remember getting them. So I found all kinds of stuff I didn't know I had. But that's the plan. I got to get this cleared off so I can move the table over there. I got to get that bike running for the boys too. The older boys used to ride that, and now the younger boys are ready for it, but I got to get it running. Get that table moved over there so I can get the Gravely moved in here. So I can get the Gravely, there's the Gravely. The Gravely running so I can till my garden. Alright. I'm not sure what the greater obstacle is here, the shed or my own diseased mind, but that's what we're working on, man. Thank you. We appreciate you.